A very good morning, everyone. सुनाई नहीं दे रहा मेरे को. Good morning, Allah. These
Good
girls.
morning.
Good
Good
morning.
Yes.
morning.
Good
अच्छे
morning.
बच्चे. तुम लोगों को एक स्टार देती हूँ मैं लास्ट में. So, welcome back to another session, WHH session. I think it's been 1 year, more than a year. We've been doing all of this. Not a year yet, yeah. December, it's gonna be a year, isn't it?
No. I think we started way back, yeah.
Way back, yeah.
Is
It's
it?
more than a year.
December, yes,
More
it
than
was
a
way back.
Oh my God, I still feel it's a baby. It's growing, mashallah. That's
More
good
than a
thing. So, yes, each time we tried getting new people on board, the influential people on board, someone who have done so much in their life, in their career, those people who can influence other women. And we've been successfully bringing each time a power pack woman. And last time we had Bhavna. Now we also had Supriya. She
yes.
had such an insightful knowledge on pregnancy, postpartum depression. I always longed for all of these topics long back, although I never found one. But it's never too late. We are getting to meet such amazing people now. So I think life is all about learning, and we learn each day. Each WHS session, after that, there's so much I learned from these people, from these lovely ladies. And I do try to implement that in my life as well. And I try to share that knowledge. Knowledge is best when you share. So we do that.
Correct.
And this video, today's session, is also going to be recorded. It will be out on YouTube. Uh, it's teacher underscore Aisha Sheikh, my personal page. And I try posting all of this under that banner so you can watch later. Okay. So today we have two of our favorite girls, Charlotte and Sara, the co-founders of Blah Blah Blah. They'll tell you about this Blah Blah Blah. Okay. I love their logo. It's unique. And these two girls are just mind blowing. I remember when I first spoke to Charlotte, she came through Bhavna's reference, and I was like, "Hi, kitty pyari bandi hai." That's all I could say. 2 minutes. It was just two
Yes.
minutes, and I was like, "Okay, wow." And since then, she's in my like good friend list, close friend list. She's there since then. Amazing person, full of patience. कहाँ से आता है किसको मालूम? She keeps smiling all the time. मतलब like another level. So,
Correct.
Charlotte, it's my pleasure to have you today. And Sara. Sara, never got a chance to meet you in person, but have heard so much about you from Charlotte. I was speaking to Sara the other day. I told Sara the other day, थोड़ी time में मेरे को लगा इस सारा मतलब आरजे सारा के बारे में बात कर रही है, because I knew only her. Then अभी सारा मतलब it's you, Sara Lobo. Chalo, thank you so much for coming today. And I'm sure today's session is going to be amazing, like always. So yes, Alia is also excited. सोच रही है क्या बोलूं मैं इनके लिए करके.
Actually, good morning, everyone, or welcome on board Charlotte and Sara. Aisha to sum up kar deti hai everything, but I too have a line to say to you. From day one, when we had you on board to conduct this workshop, I've been so excited. Just now, I told Charlotte, like a new child entering class for a very exciting teacher to appear and teach us something very, innovating and something very interesting. So looking forward to this session, and inshallah, it's going to be really a learning experience for all of us. Over to you, Radhia.
Yes, good morning all, everybody. Hope everybody is doing fine. Yes, Charlotte and Sara, welcome. Thank you so much for gracing a session. It's a pleasure to have you. And from the bottom of the heart, thank you so much from the team of Happy Homemakers. So all the best for the session. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ed means.
Thank you so
Over
much.
to you,
Thank you.
Charlotte and Sara. We are waiting to hear from you. Over to you. The session is all yours now. Putting you on spotlight now.
Thank you so much. Thanks for such a warm welcome. Feels so endearing and so dear. I mean, I always felt at home, I think, but thank you yet again. Hello, ladies, and welcome to Blah, 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 which stands for Building Life Sustainable Habits. I am Charlotte, as introduced, and next to me is my co-founder and a dear childhood friend, Sara. And we started this together with an aim to reach out to more and more children from different parts of the world. We work with children aged 7 to 17, and we train them on life skills. We conduct life skill workshops for them. from different parts of the world. And we do this online because that's the way where we can get these children from different parts together, right? We try to bridge the gap between what happens in school and what happens in real life. The schools already take care of their IQ, and we help to enhance their emotional intelligence or their EQ. But more important than that, we also talk to parents, because apart from us imparting these life skills to children, it is very important for parents to also imbibe these life skills, practice these life skills, help children continue these life skills at home. Together, we can create these change makers of society. It cannot be just by one or two person. They कहते हैं ना बूंद बूंद से बनता है सागर. So, a drop of water just makes up an ocean. And that's what we can do together. That's the aim and vision that Sara and I have for our future generation. Without further ado, coming back to our core subject of life skills, but let me tell you a few rules of this workshop, just like I say it to all the other. And you don't actually need to keep me on spotlight. We can be together in gallery mode, and that would be amazing seeing each person.
Okay.
Right. So the few rules of this workshop, or like I say to all students also, is that I'll say this to you and listen carefully. Number one, there is no wrong answer in this room. What I mean by that is everything that comes out of you is the correct answer. Why? Because it is your opinion and we want to hear your opinion. This is going to be an interactive workshop where we are going to ask you a few things. We want you to freely answer because there is no wrong answer, right? So let's hear your opinion. Rule 2, there is no judgment in this room. Nobody in this world has got the right to judge you. We are not here to judge you either. Hence, we expect you to not judge others, but help others wherever you can. Honestly, we are as nervous together and as confident together. So let's just help each other. There is going to be immense respect in this room. Whatever you say is going to be taken with utmost respect. Yeah, and you, as we say, you can keep eating and drinking everything. These are your basic rights. Go ahead and do it. Let's have a ball in the next hour or so. Let's just share information. Let's learn the importance of how these life skills can help us. And with that, coming to the core topic. What do you think are life skills? If I ask this question, I would love to hear 2 or 3 answers, and then I'll let Sara take over. What are life skills? When I say the word life skills, what comes to your mind? Yes, Bhavna, go ahead.
Yeah, so according to me, life skill is, I mean, I will tell you with an example. So, I mean, life skill is when you can leave an individual with no resources in hand at any place and give them a destination to reach that place using whatever wit and knowledge they have, and they can find resources and reach that destination is what life skill is.
Fantastic. And that is a good example of a life skill. You can reach a place, you can solve that problem, you can get through the nitty-gritties and reach that destination. You're using your mind, you're using your heart, everything possible. Great. Any other answer on what are life skills? I said there's no wrong answer, so which means that we can have 18 correct answers in this room. Anybody else? I'd like to hear at least 1 or 2 more people. Go ahead, Alia.
I'm trying.
Go ahead,
so,
please.
As per my perspective, life skills is something like, the way we lead life, the different things which say the challenges we face in life and how do we tackle it. It's not necessary that a person has to be very like financially strong or weak. It depends. Anyone, even a pauper can have very good ways of tackling the challenges they face. So as per my perspective, life skills is tackling the challenges in very constructive ways rather than depending on any resources.
Fantastic. Life skills are tackling challenges in a resourceful way. The way we lead life was a very key word for me. The way you get through life on a daily basis also. Maybe your problem solving, maybe just brushing your teeth, waking up, discipline, various things could be life skills. And anybody else, how about you, Faria? When I say life skills, what comes to your mind? And then I'll come to you, Maimuna. Yeah.
Yes.
Blank.
Fantastic. Then please say it. When you say life skills, nothing comes to my mind because you're voicing that opinion. In this room, anytime I ask a question or anytime we say, please freely say, nothing comes to my mind, because that is your opinion and I respect that. Thanks for that, Faria. How about you, Maimuna?
Yes. For me, life skill is like making the most of our life with the best possible skill we have, making like smiling the worst of situations. So that is life skill for me.
Smiling in the worst of situations. Interesting. Making the most of your life with what you have. Great answers. With that, and without further ado, and at every point of time, there'll be something question I want newer people to answer. And if you want to
Charlotte, I need an answer for life skills.
Go ahead.
Basically, I am working as head of foundation in a school. So
Right.
in school, life skill is the real life. As Bhavna just mentioned, life skills in school is where you give the real life experience to the children. But
Yes.
for us as adults, it is how much you smile, how much you make the most of your life. That way. How do you spread happiness? So according to me, life skill is that live the life to the fullest.
Thank you
I
so
agree.
much. And this for me, and I'm going to take that word. In fact, I'm going to write it down. How do you spread happiness? And this is not only for adults. We want to take it at school level. They have to learn it from that point. Thank you for that, Neha. I'm going to point out to pull out from what you said somewhere during the course, but great answer. And with that, I hand it over to Sara to hear your views, your opinions, and take them through. Yes.
Fantastic. I think at the last moment I had, I don't know if I get Kala Shekhar. I seen your hand up.
Kala,
Yeah, you can go ahead. Kala,
Yeah,
sorry, I'm so
sorry
sorry.
to
Kala.
interrupt. I just joined in, but something just struck me. What is a life skill which I kind of see a lot of women talking and thinking about when they interact with me? Life skill is not about just earning money. We could have a skill. It's not about, oh, you're a career woman, so you have a life skill. You're a sit-at-home mom, so you don't have a life skill. We should stop equating life skills to being a career person earning money. You could have a life skill in decorating your house. You could have a life skill in interacting with people. So everything is a life skill as long as it makes you happy. So we should stop equating going out and taking your business bag and going out to work as someone having a life skill. So that's very important for all of us to keep in mind. Thank you. That's my 2 cents.
Fantastic, Kala. That was fabulous. Yes, true. That I would also say we all begin learning this life skill right from the time we breathe. Yes, breathing is a fantastic life skill. We see with different emotions, with different feelings that we are thrown with, our breathing pattern changes. So it is very truly said, the moment we know to control or calm or manage our breathing, I think many of our situations are under control. On that, I would like to start with saying life skills for us, we have broken them into 3 segments, major segments being thinking skills, emotional skills, and social skills. Now to begin with thinking skills, now that we asked you to get the pen and paper and all of you are waiting like students, what are we going to do? Quickly fetch them. And I will give a few instructions as to what to do. I have the honor here today. So quickly with that, I want you all to all draw one square. Can you all quickly draw a square? Small, big, doesn't matter. I just want a square, okay? Now I request you guys to divide the square into 4 squares. And can you, the moment you all have done, probably I want you all to showcase it, yeah. Ah, lovely. Aisha, great. I think, wow, lovely. I love the shapes. Big, small, medium, fantastic. All have got them right. Now I want you to draw another square. Leave that square aside. Maybe below, besides, wherever you have placed, draw another square. And I want you to now divide this square into 3 squares. 3 further squares. Can I see the 3 squares now? I want you to show it, okay? This was I'm doing it with you as well. This was the first one I did. And now I want you all to show me the 3 ones. So let me see whether you will have got it.
I see Kala's done the illusion.
I can't see Bhavna. I can't see yours. Can you get it more closer to the camera?
You asked
Okay,
for
love
3 squares inside?
Squares. 3 squares. Yes.
I don't think we
3
can make.
squares.
Kala
Okay,
has some
It's a
interesting things.
rectangle and two
Great, we'll see.
squares.
Kala,
It
fantastic.
can
I can see the illusion squares that you've done. You have 1, and then I said get 3 more squares inside that 1 square. I can see 3 more. Great. That works as well. Any other way that you've done? Amelia, can you get it very close to the camera, darling?
So,
I see
Emilia,
2 and
you
1
have a rectangle.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
becomes a
Amelia, you
rectangle.
have 2 squares and 1 rectangle.
Yes.
Fantastic, Bhavna. That's the same way how Kala has done. Anyone who's done it this
So
way.
Priya's done
I
it the
have
same.
1
Hey, I did
square.
it.
Who
Okay.
is that?
Aisha.
Aisha, fantastic, Aisha. We have 1 square and we have just probably divided into 3 more squares, which is also correct. And Kala, you are fine as well. Now I want y'all to draw another square. Draw 1 more square. Everyone is smiling. What's next?
Yeah.
So quick then, 1 more square, and I want you to divide this square into 7 equal parts.
equal parts.
Yes. Quickly divide the square into 7 equal parts. How would you do it?
I'm bad at math.
Please don't say this, Bhavna. Please don't say
Aisha
this.
dividing. Yeah, here the teacher comes in first and fantastic. You've done a great job. We have Rashi who's divided. Are there 7, Rashi, if you count the square?
Acha, she's counting the big one also. Rashi, that is cheating, huh? She said
No, no,
7 inside.
7.
Fantastic.
7
Okay, we
parts,
have
no?
Khevna done something really different, very creative there.
What
Can
Khevna
you
done?
show
I
it,
was-
Khevna?
7
Khevna,
parts.
one sec.
Yeah.
Show it.
Kala,
Kala,
where
you
is
have
the
1,
7th
2,
one?
3, 4, 5, 6. I see 6 parts. Yours
The
is
big
1,
one. The
2,
big
3,
one is
4,
the
5,
other
6,
one.
7.
It has to be
Fantastic,
7
Khevna.
equal parts, she said.
Yeah, very
7 equal
creative.
parts. I don't know. It's not
Khevna's is very
possible.
creative.
It-
Okay, we have Bhavna again saying it's not possible.
Not
Aisha,
possible.
can you show yours? Aisha, can you
I
show
mean,
yours? And
I'm
Aisha's
not
is the
able to.
perfect answer because I said I want 7 equal parts. So
Equal
I just
parts.
wanted you to
not
draw
squares.
7 lines and then you get 7 equal parts in a square. It's as
So
simple.
not
And if
7
you tell this to
squares.
a child would have, no, I didn't say squares.
Yes.
I said parts.
Parts.
Yes, yeah, it is quite tricky where I started with 4 squares and then I said 3 squares and then I ended up saying parts. So probably there is where our listening skills are kind of challenging, but Aisha's done a great job there. And fantastic job, Kevna. I love the creativity with, those triangles and what, because I said equal parts. So I think that also qualifies unless it is not equal, but great job there as well. And what do you think we've learned here then?
Listen to the instructions.
Skills. Listening skills.
Listening skills.
Fantastic. Listen. Also, at
Thinking
times,
skills.
things are not always complicated. Things are very simple. Thinking skills, yes. The very important part of our body, our brain, it could be some things are very simple. We complicated thinking, oh, it could be that, because we have a lot of things that we have wired ourselves with, and we go with a lot of complications. The same thing we have performed with kids, and they have got all the 3 right answers. They have never got, none of the children have probably managed to do, oh, this or that. No, they have got it very straight. Why? Because they've been learning and they know this is very, they attempt for very simple things in life. Yes. So brain being the very important thing, what we need to be is probably very mindful. Like another example, if I have to give you, if I have to ask you to probably hold a 1-liter bottle in your hand, straight perpendicular with your hand like this. Okay. And I tell you, you have to do it with just for 10 counts. I think everyone would say, 10 count to kya hai? Let's do it. We can do it. Okay, but with that 10 counts, if I actually go for a minute, you'll say 10 count kyun khatam nahi ho raha hai? Somewhere you'll feel, but you'll still hold. But had I to tell you if it was for 1 minute, would you attempt 1 minute? 5 minutes? You train your mind like this. You trick your mind. So it is all about tricking your mind. This mind has to be trained. This mind has to learn, unlearn, relearn, and only then we reach. So probably these thinking skills that I was talking about are a few things that we explore. I would like to tell you what all do we explore during relearning thinking skills. Can you all help me? What are the things that probably we can learn here? Anyone?
analytical skills also, like how to solve
Amazing.
the problem?
Amazing analytical ability. You're thinking creatively, critically, logically. You're developing the problem solving skills. You're always triggering that brain probably which is silent, which is lazy, not doing it by doing such exercises. So this was one such exercise which we tried, and we keep doing these exercises so that we strengthen our brain. Our brain also needs some kind of exercise, like how physically we need a few exercises, our brain also needs. On that, we'll quickly move to the next skill, that is the emotional skill, and I throw the baton to Charlotte. Yeah.
Right. So you've spoken about the head, and we've got the head and a heart for a reason. Let's move to the heart. And on that note, before going into emotional skills and what is included, let's do a checking in activity. Most of you might know this. We do it the first thing in the morning. Let's check in with ourselves. How are you feeling today? How did you feel when you woke up today? And it could be anything. You can write it down. You can close your eyes for 2 seconds. Think about it. It could be happy, sad, upset, agitated, excited. I don't know, nervous, anxious, whatever. Ask yourself and write that down. How are you feeling today? How am I feeling today? How did I wake up today? Yes, somebody says tired. You can unmute and say it, no problem if I can't see your screens.
Yes, I said tired. I just flew down yesterday. Now I'm feeling energetic though.
Fantastic. Kala, what did you say?
Me, a little
I
sad.
wrote optimistic. I just felt optimistic today.
Kala has felt optimistic. Radia has said she felt a little sad.
I felt very excited.
You felt very excited. Great.
Yeah, because of this session. Actually, this is the first time I'm attending a session.
I'm glad we invoked that in you. Supriya says happy. Jonita, how did you feel today?
I woke up energetic, but now I'm feeling messy. Like I forgot to give my daughter a water bottle. So after that, I'm just thinking that only now what she was doing, as if she's very small. So still it is there in my mind.
Don't you worry. I know the school she goes to, and they will find water for her. So do not worry, okay? So you felt excited. You're feeling a little upset or whatever, and let's embrace that. Alia, how are you feeling?
When I woke up, I was very alert and on the go to enter the kitchen and make all the tiffins.
Fantastic. So it's alert. Bhavna.
Happy and tired.
Happy and tired, mixed emotions and lovely. Why I ask this question is, number one, for us to embrace how we feel. A lot of times we sweep things under the carpet, even as to how we feel in a particular situation, right? This is step one of EQ, emotional quotient, embracing how you feel. And when I say that, then now my question to somebody who's not answered is, what does EQ mean? If step one was embracing how you felt today, and it is step one of emotional quotient, emotional intelligence, it's embracing how you feel. What is EQ, by the way? IQ is intelligence quotient. We heard a lot about it. What is EQ? Anyone? Kevna, Emilia. Emilia, you want to go? Yes.
Emotional quotient?
Yes. And what is emotional quotient? Any idea? You can say it in your own words. Please we don't need to make it a picture perfect dictionary meaning. Yes.
The way you feel, the way you train your mind to, accept situations, how to behave in particular situations, considering your emotions.
Fantastic. You've got two parts of it, the first and the third part. Accepting how you feel in a particular situation or on a particular day, how to act in a situation. There's one more thing in between. Understanding what?
Process.
Understanding the process of who? Whose process?
How you're feeling, and how to process how you're feeling, and then regulate how you need to react in a situation.
Wonderful. Very well fleshed out again. Processing how you're feeling, not but processing how you're feeling and how to act in a situation. But there is somebody else involved in the process, because we don't live alone.
Those who you are addressing, who are in the situation involved with you.
Thank you, Amina. Was that Amina who spoke? Thank you for that.
It's Hafiza. It's my daughter's Zoom, so it's showing her name.
Hafiza, thanks for that. Hafiza, Aisha, if you could just help me rename her, Hafiza.
Yeah.
Hafiza, like she says, understanding. So there are 3 steps. Everyone has stress around, but we should know how to be happy. There are 3 steps involved in emotional quotient or displaying an ideal emotional quotient. Number 1, accepting and embracing how you feel. Whether it's happy, whether it's sad, let's embrace it. We're not robots. You've got to embrace, understand why you're feeling this way, accept it, work on that. 2, understand how the other person feels. We are living in a community. We either have children around us, we either have colleagues around us, our staff around us. I don't know, some way or the other you have people, your students around us. Understanding how the other person feels, sometimes through words, sometimes through their body language. And 3, using this information, the first and the second, to act in a situation. When we study, when we get our grades, we are doing it for ourselves. But in life, you're living with people. Look at this room. I can see how you're even stepping forward to help another person. I can see how you're excited. I can see how your excitement is rubbing off the other people in this room. We're having great energy in this room. Why? Because we're all eager to learn something. We're all eager to explore something. And we are helping. We're waiting for another person to talk. Why? Because you're understanding that somebody wants to talk before you. Simple display of EQ. Yes? Has anyone, can I get one example of when you've displayed EQ? One example. Anyone wants to unmute and speak? I'd love to hear. Who's ready? Come on, don't wait.
What was the third point, Charlotte? What you said, using these 2 informations to
Act and react and respond in a particular situation. You will use how you feel, and I'll give you another example of it later, but I want to hear one example of when you have displayed EQ. Come on, you all have children.
Yeah, I think when, for me, it's like when I'm with my family, we have arguments, and that's
Yes.
when sometimes the EQ really doesn't work. It goes for a toss, but I have to
Yes.
get it back. So sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, because it is like, I have to make my point. They're not understanding. Kahan gaya khopdi inka? So that part.
Thanks for that. Lovely, lovely. And I was going to give an example like that. Thanks for already giving it to me. Great. Yes, anybody? Kala, want to say something? Yes.
I can only talk from my field as a yoga teacher. I find people sort of nervously walk into a class because they're new, they don't know what to expect. And then they see all these people doing all these fancy poses. So I can understand. I can understand that they're new, that they are trying something out new, and letting everybody, explore their own bodies, explore their own way they want to do things. So it's an unsaid emotional quotient where I, just smile and nod and say, you're doing fine, keep going, so no words spoken, but still there's been an emotional contact that's been established. People walking in late to a room, to a class, you just nod and say, welcome, it's okay if you're late, you're here, come, get settled in, so there's little subtle movements, subtle, the way you respond. That is my emotional, that's the only way I can identify it.
And that is not the only way, that is the way. And it is brilliant because your emotional quotient can be displayed through words and actions. Hi, Dia. Thanks for making it even after you're where you were. Thank you so much. Happy to see you. No worries. Thanks. And just now Kala said, right? It's okay if you come in. I'm glad you come in. So I'm saying it with words. So yes. So like Kala said, it could be through words and through action. Whatever I'm saying, try to understand it in context of yourself and try to understand it in context of you role modeling to your children. What you do is what they see. Okay, so whatever we speak today is I'm speaking to you because you are either parents, aunts, educators, some way or the other you're affecting the generation, the next generation. Okay, so that's why I'm telling you all this. So great example, Kala, where you're showing a positive EQ anytime we are making another person feel comfortable. There are a lot of examples of not so positive EQ. Let me give you an example. When you're just angry on a particular day, probably you had a tiff with your husband in the morning or your house staff or your colleagues. I don't know. You've had a bad day. You've done your child's lunch, packed it, given it to your child to go to school. Your child's come back with that lunch intact, not eaten, didn't like the texture, didn't like the smell, got soggy. And sometimes, I won't say all because I'm assuming there are a lot of patient mothers here too. And sometimes you would lose your cool. In the morning, I made this, and this is what you did. You can't even figure out a sheet or tiffin. How would you come back home with it? What kind of a chadhail did you? Right? This is some way of not displaying. What Kala probably did was embracing that other person's space. You were in an uncomfortable space. Trust me, when that child came home telling you, and this has happened in my house, okay? So guilty as charged. I'm giving my example. So, that child is already extremely nervous. What you've done is put that whole thing on them. You are probably not even angry at that child. If you look at that situation, you can always find a way to warm that food again, give the child. You are upset with something else. You haven't embraced that first situation in the first place, right? But you've decided, let's just pass the baton, pass the relay, and put it on that other child. Yeah. And then there's a lot of you. Think about a little differently. If you would have embraced that situation as to why you are angry, or why you are a little sad today, or why you're not feeling like today, then you don't dwell on it the whole day. Then when the child comes, you start using the I language. The I language says that I am hurt because you've got this food back. I don't like food wasted. I did do some effort in the morning to make this for you. I wish you would have eaten it. Simple. You've taken the blame off, you put it on yourself, that child starts empathizing with you. Or like most of the other side is when the one was when you're angry, other side is when there's this last piece of cake. And this is the last piece of cake syndrome I've heard lots of mothers have. That last piece of cake is something that you love. But your child, your husband, your other people in the family love it. And you end up giving away that last piece of cake without even saying that you wanted it. And how many times, and sometimes you say you're okay with it, but that builds up. And how many times has something like this happened, where we say that moms are such givers, till that emotional tank is empty. But you haven't voiced your opinion saying that I also like that cake. We can divide it and eat it equally, right? So it can happen both ways. What you will do when you do this is you will demonstrate to your children that you can voice your opinion, especially in the last piece of cake, or when you're angry, you can manage difficult emotions. You can be angry, and it's not a negative emotion. It's a human emotion, and you can talk about it in a mature way. This is what emotional skills include. When you're embracing how you feel, you talk about it. You handle the situation, you manage it. You show being vulnerable is a sign of your strength. And this is extremely important for your children. Now, many parents come up to me and say, when they're consulting, my child doesn't share too much. My child has become such a rebel. My child is so aloof. My child is in his room, become a teenager. I don't know who this child is. Sounds familiar? Yes? So what is the first thing that if I have any mothers here or I don't know, caretakers of sorts, what is the first thing you ask your child when they come home? Anybody, example, Aisha.
How was your day?
How was your day?
And the answer is good. Okay.
Good, yes.
Okay,
Let's
बोलती क्या okay? What is okay? What is good? There's so much. Only one thing. Yeah, it was fine. Nothing more. I'm like, okay. So yeah, it's an incomplete kind of an answer. There's no
Perfect.
answer actually.
Perfect. There's a or a grunt or something.
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody else?
Is the one. Another common thing. I'm like,
Oh,
okay.
lovely. How about you, Rashi? Have you ever asked?
Actually, yeah,
Hmm.
I always do that. When
Huh.
they step out of the house, I always wish them a good day. And
Okay.
when they enter the house, I always ask them, how was your day? And
Yeah.
I have always kept this communication with me, myself, and my kids. So
Wonderful.
this
And
is
so
where
from
they
the beginning,
always,
they're used to giving you an answer.
yes. They always
Okay.
come and share each and everything, whatever happened that day, whether it is
Wonderful.
bad or whether it is good. They come and communicate with me.
Wonderful.
Amazing.
Now, if those parents who are talking about my child doesn't communicate, what do you think those parents are asking?
There is communication gap. They should give time to their kids. They should give time to their
Fantastic.
kids.
I'm
When
getting
they are
answers.
coming home, they should either wind up their work and keep a spare time for them. Whenever they are entering the house, they should sit with them and ask them what happened when they were out, either whether in school or in office or somewhere else, wherever they are going.
Wonderful. So now let me just dissect what she said, okay? And let me just say, those parents who say my child doesn't share and we've lost that communication and my child used to talk so much when she was small, now they're not talking. Because when you come home, yes, Dia wants to say something. Go ahead.
I have my son here today. He did not go to school, so he's listening to all this and he wants to share something. But then he has a
Wonderful.
question. There are all ladies here. I said it's okay.
No. What's your son's name?
So cute.
My name is Arjun. So whenever my mother like drop me off for school every day, she always asks why like have a good day and
Yes.
stuff. I reply have a good day back to her
Yeah.
because my mother.
Yeah.
Okay, now tell me something. I have a question. When you come
Very
home, what
good.
does she say?
When I pick you, what do I say?
When she picks me up, she asks me how was your day, so I tell her the highlight, and we have a good day.
Oh,
Good like that.
So he
And
always have the highlights, okay? He will
Yeah.
not tell me like elaborative stuff, but he will have आज ये हो गया, आज इसने ये किया, उसने वो किया, आज टीचर ने ये बोला.
excellent,
Very good.
excellent. So then Mama has good, very nice. So what happens with a lot of thanks so much for sharing, and you can stay back if you want to. We loved having your opinion there. And mostly, you have things like, did you eat your tiffin? Did you complete that book? You had a test today. How much did you score? In how was your day? There are questions like, what did you learn today? What was the new thing today? Did you learn? I mean, where are we? There are questions which are like your milestones. Did you ask? I think you have to just mute Smita.
Yeah, done.
How about asking, did you make someone smile today? What are you grateful for today? What are you thankful for today? These are not those worldly milestones, but these just tell them that this is important. Or else, like Rashi, thankfully, thank you so much. You just said what I wanted to say, quality time, the most important love language for a child. Keep 10 minutes consistently in a day. Just walk into your child's room and stop asking. There's no need of how was your day. The question, there's no question. You've got to say, this is how my day went. This is what happened in my life. This is somewhere I'm stuck and not feeling so good. And I need your advice. When you do this, you just tell them that your opinion matters. And when you share stuff with them, they feel they're important enough to hear your stuff and give you advice. They'll start returning the favor slowly. They'll start sharing stuff back. This is absolutely tried and tested, written by a gentleman called Gary Chapman and Ross Campbell in the 5 Love Languages of Children, practiced by me. I was on the other side of the fence, and Sara, and we are on the other side of the fence. We are practicing our child's love languages. If anybody needs it, we'll share it with you, because you've got to give those 10 minutes wherein you have to put yourself down and make yourself more human. Okay? Or ask them, what's the most happening thing in your life? My son said yesterday, I got 2 Pokemon dolls. And I said, oh, amazing. I had no clue of how amazing it was. But it was amazing for him, and so it mattered to me. That's it. So make that. And a lot of our students have started doing days like Freaky Fridays, sharing Saturdays with their parents. They start sharing. When you start doing more of this as a family, you start making the child more empathetic to what you're going through. You'll start hearing how your child handled a particular situation, as small or big as it may seem, in highlights or the whole picture as scenes. You will stop taking people for granted within your family or otherwise, and start listening more. There are a lot of IQ tests. There are very few EQ tests. The society, the education system has a lot of importance on grades, school, marks, etc., etc. There's a lot of fewer barriers on how loving you are, how caring you are, how important you are. We are human, might as well show that quality. And whenever you don't have those ratings on these qualities, you underperform. Let's make our children overperform on these. And the emotional skills that we normally include, some of them are stress management, anxiety management, anger management, self-awareness, self-love, self-management, and how to get away from peer pressure, how to stand individually. That's about emotional skills. I hope I've shared a bit about that with you. Hope you have an idea. Over to the third kind of skills, which kind of balances your EQ and your IQ, social skills. Over to you, Sara.
Thank you
Just
so
to
much.
interrupt,
Yes.
that's such a
Yes,
good
sure.
thing,
Kala, go ahead.
That's such a good thing that you've just said, to ask, like, did you make someone smile? Did you make someone happy? It's really opens up your thought process, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And
that's
the same
In fact,
thing.
to add, sorry. In fact, to add what Kala said, if you could probably introspect and see, there are many times when we ask questions to our children, They do not answer. But suddenly out of the blue, they come, you know, mom,
Yes.
today this one fell down and I helped and I did this and I made him feel better and and you can see how well they explain that, and that gives them their happiness. But have we sat down and ever asked those questions? We haven't. And then we feel, oh, when we asked, he never said, but that doesn't trigger them that they have to speak this. So our questions are probably wrong. How was our day actually means, okay, even this was supposed to come, but why didn't you tell me then? But this comes suddenly to them, and they so proudly say, I did this and I had this person, and then that person has become my best friend now. So, you know, I think somewhere we need to probably
also, I think
unlearn
it works on the other way. Did anyone make you feel bad? You know, so that
feel,
would be
yes,
a way of, you know,
absolutely.
were you
And that
bullied?
is
Did you feel sad? You know?
absolutely. So that is where when we probably humble ourselves down and say, I was hurt and I have felt something. So then that our child also feels like, yes, mama, this happened with me as well. And I felt this. But I think you should do it this way. Like many a times I've seen my son giving me these gems where he probably says, I think this is the way you need to do it. Sometimes it doesn't matter. They are not that close, you know. And then I'm like, oh my God, are you talking this? And then my daughter has something else to say. So I think this communication has to be so open and vulnerable that things just come out. I think, Aisha, you were saying something. I'm so sorry.
No, it was the same thing. Like when they come from school, there's a hum and ha and nothing. And I'm like, सबके माँ लोग पूछते हैं, मेरा बच्चा मेरे को कुछ नहीं बोलता आने के बाद. And out of the blue, they are like, as if the whole world has come together and they have so much to share. And sometimes they do have something to share amidst a meeting or something. And I'm like, just give me 5 minutes, I'm going to come back. I go back to them. Suddenly there's nothing. They're like that, oh, time खत्म हो गया. बोलने का ये टाइम था अभी हो गया. अभी नहीं आ रहा मेरे को same as no, nothing. It was fine, all good. You know, so it's very, and especially my younger one is still fine. He's 8 years old, but my preteen, okay, you know, sometimes go like, कैसे समझाते, कैसे करते ये लोग सारे. अभी मेरा बच्चा पूरा teenager भी नहीं बना है. So yeah, I'm going through a phase of mine.
Fantastic. On that, we quickly jump to social skills. And what an exercise now to be doing, because we are already social beings. What we need to do probably now is we pick up any person and let's compliment that person with an adjective, starting with the initial of the person's name. Okay. Like if the person's name is Sunita, I hope there's no Sunita. So I would want to tell that person, hi, sweet Sunita. Let's see how it goes. And we will keep the ball rolling. Okay. And if you want me to begin, I begin with Alia. And I want to give you this compliment from the time that you've been following us up and you've been in touch with me. You are awesome, Alia.
Thank
Alia,
you.
whom are you going with?
I would say to Aisha, you are amazing, Aisha.
Thank you, Alia. Radiant Radia.
Yes. I know a few of them personally. Yes. Amazing. Yes. Amazing Almas.
Thank you so much. Beautiful Radia.
Radia is done. You'll have to give it to someone else, and it should start with the initial of their name.
Okay, 1 second. I don't know too many people here.
No problem. In fact, we are looking at building the social skills because we do not know each other. So how could you compliment the person? It could be anything.
Intelligent Alia.
Alia is done. Radia is done. Aisha is done. You will have to pick ones who are not done, and start the positive adjective with the initial. Like if their name starts with B, give an adjective with B.
Okay, Sara, intelligent.
Or maybe you can do one more thing, Almas. Like you said, beautiful, right? Bhavna's name starts with B.
Bhavna.
Beautiful Bhavna works absolutely fine. What say?
Beautiful Bhavna.
Yeah.
Thank you. So dazzling Dia. Oh, thank you.
I want to say for Kala. I want to say for Kala, but I am not finding that word with K.
Even I'm thinking for that.
Yeah. Great, great. So you're using your thinking skills. Come on. Great, great. Go keep thinking.
Charming Charlotte.
Wow.
Actually, I kept that in mind and I was waiting for my turn. So now it's difficult for me to see
I grabbed it.
Okay, I'll take Kala. Knowledgeable Kala.
Knowledgeable Kala. Yes.
Thank goodness. It's
From
my
me
turn.
also.
I was
From me also,
hoping
Kala.
not to miss this. I want a big shout out to Superwoman Supriya. Superwoman
Whoa.
Yes.
And
I
that's
didn't
so
want to miss
apt.
this.
I
I
think we
was
all
hoping
agree
no
with
one
that.
would take this. I lost out to amazing Alia and amazing Aisha. So I got Superwoman Supriya. Yes, you go.
Oh God, now I have to scroll down to see who all are here.
Yeah. Everybody needs to get a compliment. Come on.
Yes. Let me scroll down. Who else we have? We have Ravishing Rashi here.
Oh, thank you so much.
Okay. Rashi, come on.
I
Sorry
wanted to say
interrupt,
for
Rashi,
Kala.
what was your adjective for me? What was your adjective for me? Just so that
See,
I knew.
somebody already said knowledgeable Kala.
Okay,
Okay.
that was it.
So
Okay.
the same thing I want to say.
I would like to say fantastic, Faria.
Oh,
Thank you so
fantastic,
much.
Maria.
She was so good in giving her opinion, and she said, really nothing comes to my mind. I was really admiring her that she could really speak it out. So fantastic.
How amazing.
Very nice.
Okay, so where was the
Okay,
ball?
yeah.
The ball's lost.
It was with Rashi, and I think Emilia said Faria. So we either start with Rashi or Faria if you want to pick up anyone.
Anyone
There
can
are
take.
many here. We
Faria.
have
I don't know
Jonita, we have
who's left. I don't know who's left.
Emilia is left. No,
Jonita is left.
Emilia is
many
left.
more.
Jonita is left.
Emilia
Jonita
is
and
left.
Emilia.
Sara is
Kevna
also
is
left,
there.
no?
Kevna.
Even Sara.
Kevna is left. Yeah, Sarah is left.
She said
Sara.
intelligent.
Really blank.
Energetic Emilia.
Oh,
Oh,
See, we did the
energetic.
favors there. Done.
Very nice.
thank you.
This was on
Rashi, you
behalf of
can take.
Faria. Okay,
Yeah,
that is it.
quick. We have Jonita. We have.
We have to have a word for Jonita. Yeah, so many. I want
Faria,
words
please
for
pick.
everyone.
Rashi, pick
whom to say.
for Jonita.
Jonita is.
Jonita, I don't know her
Shall I
personal, but
say?
okay, joyous Jonita.
J.
Wow.
Thank you.
Lovely. Joyful. Yes. Very nice. Jonita, you can pick up whoever is left. We have, I think, has Neha gone?
Kevna.
Neha, Shruti,
Yeah, I'll
Muniba.
start. Yeah.
Ah.
Maybe Emilia, because my daughter name starts with Estrel, so I always call her empathetic Estrel. So now empathetic Emilia.
And I know
And,
Emilia personally. She totally is empathetic.
yes, absolutely. Faria, can you pick up someone now? Faria, quick.
I don't know who's left, and to be honest,
Neha
I'm
is left.
blank with.
Shruti is left. Neha, Shruti, Muniba.
Kind-hearted Khevna.
Yes.
Whoa.
Kind-hearted Khevna.
Fantastic.
Marvelous Muniba.
Whoa.
Lovely. Kevna, can you go next?
Three
Kevna.
more.
Sassy
Four more.
Sara.
Sassy
Oh my
Sara.
God, Sassy Sarah, thank you so much. We have
Superb
Shruti,
Shruti.
Neha,
I don't know.
and
Shruti is there. I can see, but superb Shruti.
Sweet Sara.
superb
Sweet
Shruti.
Shruti.
Sweet Sarah. Thank you so
Mindful
much.
Muniba.
Yes, mindful Muniba. And I think only Neha is left, or Neha
Nurul,
has got it.
Nurulain is left. Nurulain and who else? And Neha.
Nurulain. Okay, so we have
And
two
Neha.
ends. We have
Yeah,
two
that's what
ends
I'm
left.
thinking. N se kya aata hai?
N say we
Nostalgic?
Nice.
Nice. Yes.
Nice.
We have nice Neha. And with that smile, I can give naughty to Nurulain. I love that smile. Naughty Nurulain. I love
Okay,
that.
naughty Nurulain. All right.
Fantastic.
thank you
So,
for the-
so what I was trying to probably put in is social skills. I know we find it very difficult. A new stranger, how do we begin with? What do we talk? We can always genuinely start with a compliment, because the moment we see someone new, we observe the person from top to bottom. We can always start genuinely, not just simply flatter. Okay. And apart from what we did now, we were doing was the verbal communication. There is something that is very important which goes without noticing. What is that? How about if I had to say, Alia, I wanted to give you the compliment. Alia, what I want to tell you is, Alia, you are,
Eye contact.
or you are awesome, amazing. You are amazing, Alia, amazing, Alia, awesome, Alia. So you can see my body language. So the non-verbal cues go faster than your verbal cues. So in social skills, what matters is probably your body language, how you speak, your eye contact, because the moment you have your eye contact and your body in place, you will immediately feel the acceptance. You will feel acknowledged. You will feel the honesty in the relationship with even a stranger. So that's why we say a smile from a stranger is also infectious. Automatically you smile at that person. Why? And then you realize, oh, did I even know this person? I smile at this person. Who's this? And then you keep on, I smile at this person. Who's this? Who's this? I have a friend of mine, I want to tell you, and he is so cute that anytime we go for holidays, anyone he meets as a stranger, he'll say, smile and say hello. Abhi sochte rahega main kaun hu. He keeps doing this. I mean, he just loves doing this because he feels it's so warm, just probably acknowledging people and saying hi, hello, and smile. So there are various people doing this, various different things where you feel you can bring a moment in their lives. That person will keep thinking, who's this person? I smiled back. He said hello so well. So these are the things I think in life, I've heard this somewhere. We do not remember people of what they've worn, how they dressed up, what probably what they gave me or whatever, but how they treat you with their words, their actions, that remains here forever. And that's why you remember these people. This one is such an amazing person. Like, I love the way Aisha kept on and on about Charlotte and then kept on and on about me. And likewise, Aisha, like the way Charlotte has kept speaking about me to you, it's always been about you. Aisha is this and Aisha is. So even I was looking forward to meeting you guys. And that's where I think social skills, it's a balance of EQ and IQ. And we come almost close to what we've been doing. At blah, 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 social skills is also given a lot of importance because children nowadays, as they grow, when they are little, they find it very easy. As they grow, they feel it is better to disconnect than connect. They like to be aloof. They like to be alone. It's only me. And with the gadgets, with the COVID, with everything that has come up, children are more happy with. It's nice to give company. It's nice to like your own company as well. But considering we are social beings, I think it's more important that we need to have a group. We need to always ask for help. We need to always share. We always need to feel that is not a sign of being weak, but it's strength. And always be there for people and always involve with people. I think that is where the learning and the sharing happens. So at blah, 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 social skills include interpersonal skills, communication skills, leadership skills, management skills, advocacy skills, cooperation, team building skills, like how we just did a lot of team building here. On that note, I think we close the platform with all the 3 life skills we cover. And I think we have the question forum. I'm not very
If
sure.
anybody has any questions, yeah.
Yes, if you all have any queries, we are open to probably answer. And I hope this was quite insightful. Yes.
Yes, thank you, Sarah and Charlotte. Firstly, it was mind-blowing workshop. I mean, like you have raised the bar first. This was unique and exceptional and engaging at the same time. Everybody was engaged. It was not like we sabzi kaat rahe hain and we are listening to you. It was like sab log chhod ke kaam chhod ke we were listening to you ki ab kya hoga. Everybody was waiting ki what's next, what's next. That was amazing. So the concept of life skills being put in this way is like a very rare and a unique way, I can say. I love this method. And yes, मेरे को तो एक 200% से ज्यादा अगर नंबर कोई है मुझे पसंद आ गया इतना ज्यादा. I loved it. I said I was tired, and then the moment it started, seeing the lovely smiles, it was like it started. I started being a little positive and optimistic or energetic. Moreover, I needed that energy. And by the end, I think I am fully charged. अभी कर सकते हैं दौड़ 100 किलोमीटर का.
Thank you so much, Aisha.
Yes, over to y'all. If anyone has any question or you want to give feedback, you're more than welcome to do so.
I think I have a feedback. It was a very insightful session, and kind of today's time and day, like we not only the kids, even as parents, we are trying to stay aloof. We want me time. Why? Because nowadays what is happening because of COVID, everybody is staying indoors, and we need our own space. Invariably, we are not realizing that we are becoming antisocial because of where to draw a line between my space and becoming antisocial. So it was a very insightful session that one needs to actually strike a balance in that. You need to become social, and once you become, you'll realize that your children are also becoming antisocial, be it because of gadgets, be it because of study burden, be it because of now because the students are moving out here and there, so they don't have really stronger friendships. So it was a very insightful session that no matter how much of movement is happening, you still need to connect with people. You still need to make friends. So it was a very,
Absolutely fantastic.
yeah, it was a very
In fact, you
insightful
have
session.
just
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Faria. In fact, you've reiterated that we need to be role models. I mean, adults
Yeah.
do it many a times when we ask the children, "Arey, why didn't you answer when something was asked? हाथ उठाना था ना, क्यों नहीं किया आपने?" But then हम लोग करते, अगर question एक डाला, how do we do? So the
No,
children can't immediately say, "आप करते हो क्या?" नहीं, they will not say, but they're learning it. So this passive
exactly.
thing that is happening is because of what we are following. So let us follow that, and I'm sure they will get to it. Somewhere they will get to it. It happens. It will go into it.
Truly.
They'll imbibe it.
Yes. Yeah.
Exactly.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
They're learning through observation more than by instructions, I guess, you know? Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely, Faria.
I would love to say that, just picking on to what Sara said, that it is always we are pushing our children to learn skills, life skills, communication skills, this skills, that skills. We are ready to send them for classes. But this was a thought-provoking session for us to think if we've got those skills and how we can develop them. You know, it was really introspection for us that are we doing enough? Like, are we
Absolutely.
And never too late to learn, and never too late to learn, because you know it's that's why we had this as learning, unlearning, and relearning. The process keeps going.
Session. Really, thank you so much for it.
Most welcome.
Thank you so much, Amelia. Yes,
Kala.
Kala.
Yeah, I just want to ask, which mom here can eat that last piece of cake? I can never do it, especially if the child is looking at me wanting the piece of cake. I would never.
Thank you for even asking that.
I'm just saying, like,
I want to
probably
know.
we need a session on mothers, how we should, you know, like it's a totally different emotion being a mom. You know, there's no way the books say, yeah, you need your time, you deserve that last piece. I could never eat that. Again, when my kids are older, but if the kid comes back home with a tiffin box full of food, my emotion would be, I'm more worried that you are starving, you know, rather than I cooked, you know. So to transfer that motherly affection is another thing. I'm curious, how many of you can actually eat that last piece of cake when a child is like, can I have it? You know, I don't think we can ever do that. And also when you said communicating with children, having two boys, I can say the kids always are opposite. One really responds and the other one never responds to the same situation. And I don't know why, that's how it is. So you might have a better answer for that. Yeah.
I have an answer, and I always have an answer for this, because you know, and I say this always, that God has always said, why should you see only one side of the world? You need to see the other side of the coin. And He beautifully gives us two children who are chalk and cheese, and I have a girl and a boy who are extremely opposite. Everybody will have that. So, and about the last piece of cake, you're so right. I think there are 95 to 98% of mothers, I think, I don't know, even if it's a blanket number I'm throwing away, it might be true, who can't eat that. And that is why it is important for you not to eat it completely or to prove that you're selfish, but to teach your child to share. Because either your child grows up knowing that my mom never wanted it and doesn't realize empathy in that process, or your child also grows up giving away that last piece of cake. Maybe your mom gave it to me. And you know, for me, Sara is that ideal example, not now so much, but before, who really always left that last piece of cake for her family. And I kept saying, at times you should go and at least take a piece of that, you know. So, and there are so many, and she's of course not the only person, there's so many. So what I'm trying to say is, teach children that, you know, you're teaching them through your
I think either way, one of us would feel guilty. If I ate it, I would be guilty. If I gave it completely, the child would feel guilty.
Yes,
so
and that's why share. Yes.
You're right.
Yes. Anybody else?
Yes,
Yes,
Radhya.
Radhya, go ahead.
Thank you, first of all, Charlotte and Sara, for such an amazing session. I had a wonderful time. Thank you so much. I have a very small question for you. Like, I just wanted to know, how is EQ measured? Is EQ measured, suppose, in the worst of situations, if we are behaving smilingly, handling it well, does that mean that EQ is high? Like, how is EQ measured? And like the second part of the question, does it mean my EQ is high or low? How it is like?
EQ for me, there may not be a number, but what we are trying to tell you is, when we are saying embracing a situations, why we are saying it is, it's not like you're smiling when you're feeling miserable within.
Okay.
That's faking it, right? We're asking you to be real when you're displaying your EQ. When you're feeling a particular way, we're asking you to be real with those emotions. And it's a work in progress always. It is not like today I'll display the highest EQ, like your IQ is measured. Your IQ is what? A combination of various tests, which can anyways be learned, right? That rating can go up and down anyways with practice. EQ also moves with practice, but the point is, EQ is just getting more to yourself, more to your human self, more to embracing. It's okay to cry also if it hurts. Cry in front of your child if it needs to. You don't have to show that strong figure. To say that I'm smiling and everything is okay, or the whole world is going through a bad thing and I'm no different, so let me not demonstrate that. No, show those emotions. It's a very qualitative aspect, but show it and get more real. And that's how it is displayed, I would say.
Thank you. Thank you.
Most welcome.
I would
Anybody
like to
else?
add one thing, Radhya, here, by not probably showing you're bottling it. And at some time as human beings, that will come up. And when that comes up, then you feel very guilty. Why did I do this? I mean, why did I even have to say this? I should have control. But you can't control. After a certain point, your threshold will break. So it might as well, as the process is, you probably enhance and, kind of embrace your emotions when you are in the moment and you finish and clarify that rather than just keeping it and bottling it. So that is another suggestion, probably. Yes.
So Charlotte and Sara, thank you so much. It was an amazing session. You guys nailed it. Whatever I try to follow, and I try to tell other parents during my sessions too. And displaying emotions in front of your children also teaches them that it is acceptable to have emotional side. It is acceptable to feel miserable. It is acceptable to fall and regret your choices. It is acceptable to then come up with solutions. It is absolutely acceptable for an adult, because they feel miserable too equally. We feel despair, we feel anger. So it is always acceptable, but learn how to regulate them is more important.
Absolutely.
So thank
In
you
fact, Bhavna,
so
in our ages, I think we used to have these ideal parents, because our parents used to
I
hide
swear,
everything. They wouldn't
yes.
probably show. So we had this, if they would do one mistake, I mean, how could mom do this? How could dad do this? I mean, we used to never have this human thing that they are also human. So probably when we show these vulnerabilities, I think somewhere we will be dealt as human beings to human beings than just being this parents kind of a thing. The label that we've got, I think that should just probably get a little
I just
faded
want
off.
to share a small thing. When I was growing up, and we had a very big patriarchal family with a lot of men, more males than females. And, when I was growing up at 5, 6 years, when I started understanding the family dynamics, the society, I always used to wonder that, maybe there must be a day when you wake up and you suddenly have all the knowledge and wisdom in the world to make right decisions, because I always see adults making decisions and somehow they're right. So I kept waiting till 18 years, 20 years for the day to come. Okay, maybe tomorrow I'll wake up and I'll have all the wisdom and knowledge. And then eventually when I started working, I realized there is no such day, and we all learn, and adults do make mistakes, and adults do regret choices, and it is always not the ideal decision for everyone. But yeah, so that time was very different, and what we grew up is very different. Hello.
Thank you, Bhavna.
I just had one question on a private message about the last piece of cake, and I want to just say that it is literal and metaphorical. So, in literal, actually, the last piece of cake, when a mother can't take that last piece of cake, the last piece of cake which your child likes or your family likes, and you give it, or you don't eat it, something that you like, that is in the literal sense. And metaphorically also it applies, which means that when you have a choice, you have an opinion, you have a liking, we want you to express that, because you will teach your children to express as well. You wouldn't want your child growing up not taking that last piece of cake. That I can tell you for sure, right? So if you don't want your child growing up like that, I don't want you doing that either. That's what I mean. So I had that question there, so I thought I'll just answer it in the forum. Yeah.
Yeah, Charlotte and Sara, thank you so much for this amazing session. And I'm sure all our attendees are taking those important keynotes on the life skills you have taught us. And we are definitely going to enhance all these skills in the way you all have guided us. And thank you so much, and would really wish to hear more things from both of you. You're an amazing duo. Keep it up. Keep smiling always.
Thank you so much. Thanks for inviting us.
I don't have my kids here, but when my husband gets home, I'm going to ask him, did you make someone smile today?
Yay!
Try that.
Do that. Do that.
Thank you so much.
That's such a lovely way of reacting, isn't it? Thanks for sharing that. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much.
Thank
It's
you
our
so much.
conversation every day at home. Our first conversation when my kids come home is that. Whom do you make smile? What was the most happening thing of your day today? So it's
You know,
irrespective of your milestone.
yeah, I believe in the same thing, and I always tell my kids. Well, unfortunately, my daughter doesn't have that. It doesn't come naturally. So we had this. अगर किसी को हेल्प किया है तुमने कि मतलब like even making someone smile एक हमारे इसमें सदका बोलते हैं even in Islam
Correct.
like it's like act of charity कि आपने किसी का
Yes.
दिन बनाया. So I
Correct.
always inculcate religion और ये दोनों मिला के मैं उनको बताती हूँ. तो she said like अगर if I go on doing that, everyone will think I'm crazy, mama. What are you saying and asking me to do? I'm like, कहाँ से कहाँ जाता है conversation? मतलब like there's a lot I need to learn. I mean, like unlearn first and relearn about pre-teenagers कि उनको कैसे संभालें.
Correct.
Parenting tips. Really badly need to learn all of that because I'm so good with the young kids, but teenagers are oh Allah.
You will do
Inshallah.
just fine.
Inshallah.
Hi,
Acceptance,
Charlotte, and hi,
acceptance is the
Sara.
key.
Hi,
Huh?
Dia.
Hi, Charlotte. Hi, Sara. Apologies that I joined a bit late, so
I
I
told you
have
we are happy
missed
you
Not at all.
came.
a lot of session that you had, already begin with it. But whatever I could catch through it, it was really very nice. It is so pleasant, and you had like treasures of knowledge. I'm sure 1 hour is more or less very less for you. Probably you can just go and on with the kind of parenting tips, may it be any kind of gestures or may it be EQ. I am sure you have lots and lots to share, but whatever I could grasp, thank you so much for this wonderful insights and your expertise and knowledge that you have shared on this platform. Thank you so much. I have met Charlotte, but Sara, looking forward to meet you someday. And thank you, Aisha,
Sure,
as
sure.
usual, for having these wonderful ladies on the platform.
It's
Thank you.
just like
Thank you so
having a
much, Dia.
little,
Thanks a lot.
And we
having a
can be
little
super
gupshup in
women
the
here with the
afternoon.
baby.
Such a nice conversation. Just sitting with your cup of coffee and having a chat with people.
Yes.
Lovely. Thank you,
Kala,
Aisha.
it all started with a cup of coffee and pajamas set. Then my girl said, Aisha, you don't look good. Aisha, please change. एक बार मैंने normal भी पहना था. Radia was like, you don't really sit like that, Aisha. You can wear something else and come. So since then, no pajamas. Pajamas are cancelled. Pani khali.
Coffee with Karan, abhi coffee with Aisha.
इंशाल्लाह दुआ करो कॉफी विद आयशा तुमको सभी मिला कैपुचिनो भी पिला दूं उसमें मैं एंड जो भी चाहिए तुमको so अभी ये वैसे it's nothing less than this कि it's like a forum शुरू ही किया था to help women to tell them that we are with you long back I really longed to have that kind of support and luckily I have my girls Alia and Radia and yes Alia is one of the person why I started WHH so it started with her and I wanted her to take the lead in karo मैं idea दूंगी तुम करते जाओ and she is amazing and so is my Radia and then my old members here Dia Bhavna and my Supriya and then we just had people joining in and this is how I think thank you for supporting and believing in We Happy Homemakers. Yes, it's a non-profitable organization I can say or a forum but it is all about helping people. I think we take this karma is real, it comes back, you do good and it comes back to you. So thank you so much for being there, Charlotte and Sara, giving your valuable time, spreading this knowledge, and this session was amazing. Looking forward for more, inshallah, in future. And yes, I'm sure the other girls enjoyed.
I
Sure,
think
नहीं है लग
Supriya was
दिख
trying
रहा
to
है
say
उनकी
something.
शक्ल
Yeah,
से
thank you.
हाँ
Thank you so much.
We totally
Thank you
had
so much,
Maria.
Aisha.
Thank you, Charlotte and Sara. I've been waiting to say that. Thank you for picking up the regular thing that we do on the child coming back from school. So the things that we knowingly or unknowingly, I'm sorry, are doing wrong and would love a reminder of a kind that a person is also tired. According to that age, they have done a little too much for their age, and they're just coming back tired and exhausted. And you're sitting there about the pinpointing thing that they don't want to discuss. So what could be our icebreakers to make them happy and come back home and think about the happy times? It actually matters a lot to them. So it is actually, it was a lovely session. And now to relate, and now that I get to relate, my daughter's closest grandparent is my father, who never shares the food. And they fight over food. And I say, Papa, can you please give her it? He said, no, this is mine. And she loves him. She'll leave everything and she'll only talk to him. And everybody else says, no, beta, this is yours, this is for you, this is for you. She gets a good toy and my father says, I'll play first. And obviously he does that to tease her, but she loves it. She fights with him. No, this is mine. And she said, no, you had your turn. This is mine now. Now it's my turn. And now they're so close, and I always say that he's the one who's never giving you anything. He's never sharing his food, and you like talk to him only. So that actually I think makes a difference in the kids. That understand that this is a friendly relation that we have, and you're not burdening us with the emotions, and this is only for you. We will not have it. So my father will snatch food from her plate and eat. He's that kind, and we have to tell him, don't do that. It's for her, and she'll run behind, and then she'll remember last time you ate. This is my turn now. So that equality, it has come in, and I think that makes a difference. We should all, in a fun way, it's never that she's hungry and he's taking it out, but yes, that is and she's closest to him. So now I can relate what you're saying. She comes back from it, and the first thing he asks is, what did your friends bring today in tiffin? So and the kind of thing that she loves to discuss. She is a foodie, she loves to discuss food, and she's like, nobody brought croissant today, what a waste, come, let's make it today at home. So, that is the kind of things he talks, and she loves to talk to him. And she used the words like urgent. She could not even say urgent. She used to say, I need Anjan Nanu. When she just started speaking, because she wanted him on video call to talk about what food went wrong and right, and what friend eating what. So, I think that is how we should work towards our kids. Something that they like and love to talk about. That should be the first thing, that they're tired and we talk to them about. And monkey see, monkey do. So yes, we should become that. So thank you so much for that insightful session. Knowingly or unknowingly, we have all seen our grandparents doing that, but we did not know that how impactful it was, and why we love going to our grandparents, and why these kids also need grandparents more than our strict norms and by the books and checklists. Why they love that. So thank you so much for giving us that insight. Thank you, Sara. You're lovely. Thank you, Charlotte.
Thank you, Supriya.
Thank you,
so much.
Supriya. Thanks a lot.
अमेजिंग गर्ल्स, एक तो ये ना, ये सेशन में मैं सबके स्माइलिंग फेसेस दिख पा रहे हैं, लाइक लास्ट तक भी एवरीबॉडी इज स्माइलिंग एंड एवरीबॉडी स्टक अराउंड, कि गए नहीं है माशाल्लाह. वी हैव सच क्राउड कि वो लोग वेट करते हैं, सच स्पीकर्स जिनके लिए हम वेट करते हैं कि वो बात करें और उनसे हम ज्यादा नॉलेज लें. सो थैंक यू सो मच वंस अगेन एवरीबॉडी. वी आर कमिंग बैक विद अनदर बैंग. वी हैव कला जॉइनिंग अस. बाय द वे, कला अपनी शक्ल दिखा दो, कहाँ गई? कला की मुंडी है वो? नहीं है. कहाँ चली गई कला?
Kala is not there.
Oh goodness, Kala is not there, but I will go on telling about her. She is an amazing yoga teacher, I can say, because I'm a teacher. I would use the word teacher. So she is going to come back soon. So we are going to have an online session with her. तो अपने सभी पजामा नहीं, अपने sports के कपड़े डालो और आ जाओ. We're going to have a nice session with her, and she's going to tell us a lot of tips and tricks जो अपने को चाहिए होते हैं. We follow Instagram में देखे, YouTube Shorts में देखे, please. अभी from the expert we will hear कि what we should be doing, maybe for the mommies, and especially for us, like having that hectic schedule that we have with the kids and all. Something, one session with Kala, and she will share the tips and tricks which we can implement in our day-to-day life, inshallah. If you like doing workouts, I love doing workouts, so I'm on the fitness side. So let's hear from Kala too. Kala पूरी session में गायब नहीं थी, last में गायब हो गई. हाय, उसके इंट्रोडक्शन के वो कोई बात नहीं है. We will have that inshallah next session, not the next Monday, after that inshallah. Okay, lots of love, girls. Take care, stay tuned.
Zonita, sorry, Zonita, are you okay? Did you get through your daughter? You're on mute. She was so muted. I just felt I wanted to ask her.
Yeah, no, I'm fine. Now I was just checking whether like her teacher replied or not. She didn't reply, and this is the first time it happened.
No
worries. Okay, so we'll find her number. I have a number. I'll just share it with you. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, big smile. Jonita husband.
Bye, ladies. Have a good day.
Bye,
Take care.
Yes, we had a great time with you.
Bye.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.